Hi, so I'm gonna start with a little background information about Beyond Walls since I have been tutoring there since my freshman year of college, so since 2014. I do believe Beyond Walls is one of the only squash playing programs for youth in the Twin City metro area. The U of M does have a squash team, but I don't know much about that. The program that I volunteer with, we are located in the U of M Rec Center, the Rec Center on East Bank. There is programming Monday through Thursday and Saturdays. So during the week, programming is from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays it's from 9:45 to 1 p.m. So Beyond Walls mission is aspiring confidence and academic excellence with urban youth as lifelong learners and active leaders, both on and off the court. I can say that that is very true. So when the students come in, they start by playing squash. For those of you that don't know, squash is kind of like tennis. The racket is a bit smaller and so is the ball. It's a really small rubber black ball. It bounces off like I don't know. It's the sport is kind of like tennis, but not exactly like tennis. Um, the group that I started with are actually seniors in high school now, so we get to see them graduate, and some of them will actually be attending the Twin City campus for U of M. So it's really cool to just see the growth that these students have gone through, and it's a really awesome feeling to know that I've had something to do and that I've like helped them along the way. So yeah. So moving on to the assignment, the scenario was that a new company is trying to, um, I guess, make the company larger by expanding to different location, and I got the communication aspect of that project. So um, their concerns Their concerns are how to effectively hold regular meetings with participants in different locations and just how to communicate with them regularly. Um, Referring back to the actual program, emailing is a very big part of how we all communicate, and we also do text messages. So we all share our numbers, well, with the supervisor of the site. Not necessarily every tutor or every employee, but we've basically all have each other's numbers. If something happens, we can call each other, text each other, just inform each other on what's going on. So, and as cliche as this sound, emailing has actually been one of the most effective ways that we have been communicating. So I will definitely keep email, um, on the list of how to communicate. And now that we're getting into a more tech savvy world, I will even say text message or group message, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like an iPhone group message or anything. There's apps such as WhatsApp. I know there's GroupMe, stuff like that. I know the Beyond Walls program is part of a bigger program, which is NUSIA, National Urban Squash Education Association. So if we're talking on a national level, clearly text messaging and group messaging would not be effective. But if we're talking about the program we have in the Twin Cities, and if we're gonna branch out to different cities within our own community or within Minnesota, I shall say, I think emailing can still be a very effective way. I'm taking a class right now and a technical writing class talk, and one of the things we talked about was sending memos. So I think that would be another effective way, just kind of sending either weekly memos of like the main things that are happening, making it sweet and short, getting to what people need to know so that they're not stuck there reading through a long email. I think that will definitely be effective. As for ways to communicate on a regular, I still believe emailing. And if we're gonna look for other things, I would say Google Hangout. I haven't personally used it, but I will be soon. But I've heard great things about it. Google Docs, having a document that everybody can view and everybody can make changes to, I think that will also be very effective. How to schedule appropriate time for everyone. Doodle. So I have used Doodle before, and it has been with my boss when we will schedule times to meet and have, like, I don't know, monthly reflections or yearly reflections. So I'll say Doodle is definitely effective because you get to pick the times that are open for you, block them so that by the time everybody goes through and put in their schedule, hopefully they'll be able to find one time that works for everybody. And also something that the people that work at Beyond Walls do is send out a calendar ahead of time for every month. So everything that's gonna happen within the month for our program, we send out a calendar to the kids, their parents, the board member, everybody. It's even posted on the website. So I think that would be another effective thing. So if, like, I don't know, let's say weekly meetings are a requirement, maybe just as an organization, as a company, just pick a time that will work best. So since we are working with youth and we work with them in the afternoon, maybe pick a time that's in the morning or anytime before 3, before the kids get there. I think, once again, Doodle will be very effective, or just using a calendar, Google Calendar, anything to just plug in those times so that people can see them and be reminded that they do have meetings at, those specific times. How will they discuss important topics as group? This one, I'm gonna take the approach of just being open-minded, since the program will be expanding, and since the sport of squash isn't well known, and what Beyond Walls is doing isn't necessarily like every other after-school programs. I would say just for people to have open mind, accept new things, and just make sure that even though they're not being able to meet face to face, that they're I don't know, kind of making the environment comfortable for everybody to be able to talk about whatever topic they would like to bring up. Um, I think that's a very important key with any organizations, because everybody's not going to be the same. Everyone's not going to have the same beliefs. So just having an open mind and respecting each other, that will also be a big key. So, yeah. That's kind of the take I took on communication. Just to summarize, I still believe that email is a very effective way, just because a lot of people are used to it. People know how it works. Using Doodle to schedule times so that everyone can plug in the times are available and block off the time they're not. Using Google Calendar to basically lay out everything that's going to happen, everything that's expected, so people can plan accordingly. And just, using the internet and using all the new apps and digital things we have to our advantages to help the program grow. So thank you.